Hi, Samantha. Hello. Hi, Samantha. Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Samantha Uncut, where I discuss celebrity news, hot topics, reality TV, and so much more. All commentary is alleged and, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. So, Carlos King seems to have gotten wind of the recap that Kempire did, where it says surviving Carlos King, and he featured a bunch of interviews from Melody, Winter, Candy, Monique, and all the women that Carlos King have mishandled. So Carlos seems to have gotten wind of that, and he is over on Twitter crashing out, like legit crashing out on Twitter. And he is getting dragged. So we're going to talk about it. Before we get into that though, I do want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for tuning into my content. And don't forget to like the video. Please, please, please. It gets me in the algorithm, and I want to be able to grow and showcase my content to new subscribers, to new people who might be looking for something else to listen to. So please, please don't forget to like the video, share, and subscribe. And you can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads at Samantha Uncut, and on TikTok at Samantha.uncut. All that information is in my description bar as well. So let's get into this Carlos King mess. So on Sunday, he went on Twitter and said, in 2025, can we please shift the narrative that I'm trying to be like anyone else? I'm literally the only CEO of a full service production company, fully staffed, plus an on-air personality with shows. Like, I'm one of one. Happy Black History Month, raindrops. I added the raindrops, but yeah, he's talking to y'all, raindrops. So I think this tweet came after so many people were tagging him in the Kempire exclusive that he did with I think her name is Tiara. I think that's her name. Oh my God. I'm sorry if I forgot her name, but she does have a podcast. It's called WeGo Podcast. I believe it's spelled WEIGO podcast. So you guys go check her out. But she did an amazing job with Kempire on the surviving Carlos King recap, where they talked about all of Carlos King's, well, some of that we are aware of Carlos King's actions when it comes to Black women, and how he has treated Black women, and how he's profiting off of the pain of Black women and not protecting them. So some of the replies from that tweet was, one person said, you're a messy and destructive person. You leave a bad taste in people's mouths. Another person said, let's be real. You've looked up to Andy Cohen and you're trying to mirror that. So a lot of people have been accusing him of wanting to be Andy Cohen from Bravo, because we all know that Carlos King used to work for Bravo, no longer working there. Allegedly, he was fired from Bravo. And, it seems that he's obsessed with Andy. It seems that he's obsessed with the shows on Bravo, or the shows that Andy produces on Bravo. And he's just mirroring everything that Andy does, except protecting Black women. And I'm not saying that Andy is perfect at protecting Black women, but the women who are on The Real Housewives, Married to Medicine, and those shows, you don't really see them go through the dark phase as the women who have dealt with Carlos King. And I'm not negating that issue between Andy and Nene, because obviously we all know that they have settled that issue, and where Nene had accused Andy of racism and a whole bunch of other things. But what I'm talking about protection and just thriving off of the pain of Black women. We don't really see it to the extent from an executive producer the way we see it from Carlos King. And who knows, maybe later on we will hear about a surviving Andy Cohen. But right now we're not talking about Andy Cohen. We're talking about Carlos King and what he has done to Black women. In my opinion, Carlos King is very gutter and vile the way he go about doing things. I mean, if you remember the incident that happened on The Real Housewives of New Jersey with the scene that happened with Danielle and Teresa Giudice, where she flipped the table. Allegedly, Carlos was responsible for that. And allegedly, he was responsible for the whole blow up that happened between Candy, Phaedra, and Portia with with those allegations. So it just seems like everywhere he go, mess follows him, and he just creates this negative experience for individual. And while you have his peers holding him accountable, you have individuals who do not hold him accountable, like this one raindrop that responded to his tweet and said, as the president of the Raindrops, I hate the Carlos slander, so I must say something and not take it back. Thank you for doing you, being true to who you are and not letting the bastards get you down. Who is he calling bastards? Anyways, with that, so he responded saying, without Carlos King's slander, how else would people monetize? Let go and let God. And see, it's not even, he doesn't even take accountability for the things that people are saying to him. And it's not just one person saying this. It's a lot of individuals saying to him to his face that he does not protect them. His own employees are saying this, and he does not take it at face value or think it's important or think it's valuable. And you have people that are supporting his mess and do not hold him accountable. Here you have another person saying wild-ish. Crazy how it be your own people. People overly criticize Black talent and Black shows way harsher, especially in the reality TV space. And he's going to say, listen, I understand I am the face of Black reality production, which is why folks lie for sympathy and payola to distract. Who is lying for pay and for sympathy? These women have proof. It is documented what has been done to them. So who is lying for pay and for sympathies? He is diabolical. And of course, you have Dustin, who is going to retweet him and to say, pop it, Lowe's. There's no accountability from his peers, not from his peers, from the friends that he has, because Dustin, I don't know what it is about Dustin and the relationship or friendship that he has with Carlos King, why he's unable to hold him accountable. And it's just gross to me. And after seeing what Dustin said, it just really ticked me off. So I had to get in the comments and I said to Dustin, I was like, this here lies the problem, Dustin. You see and know the wrongs that Carlos has done to Black women. And instead of holding him accountable, you agree and support that continuous AB and the harm that he is inflicting on families and these women. And I don't regret saying that, because if you watch the Messy Mondays, Dustin doesn't hold Carlos accountable for shit. He just lets him, majority of the time, Carlos lets Dustin speak, but you can just tell by their dynamic that Dustin doesn't hold him accountable for anything. And of course, it seems that Dustin didn't like what I have to say, so he ended up blocking me. And I had to laugh because I'm like, why are you blocking me, Dustin? Why? Why are you so offended by what I had to say? If it's the truth, then Well, if I was lying, then I don't think you would block me. But because it's the truth, you're offended and I hit a nerve. So you block me, Dustin? Not Mr. NWACP, Image Award winning host blocking me on this beautiful Black History Month. Dustin, no way. I cannot believe you blocked me. Oh my God. Oh my God. He blocked me. That's the problem. Y'all love to just berate and use Black women. But the moment when you are called out for the way Black women are treated and we hold your feet to the fire, it's like you don't want to hear it. You don't want to have any accountability. And I notice that a lot with certain men or some of the men from that community where a lot of them will use Black women to grow and for their support. But when it comes to treating Black women right and defending Black women, it's a problem. They don't want to do that. And it's okay to mistreat Black women, but it's not okay to defend them, which is crazy to me. Carlos King and whoever can praise themselves. They can win these awards. They can be invited wherever. But I will say this as I responded to Carlos King's tweet. That's all good and dandy, but what good is it when your full service production company is fully staffed and is being Black women and tearing families apart? You are correct. You are one of one doing that. You support AB toxicity and violence against your employees. You even partake in it. So I don't care. It is not okay to be the same woman that you came from, or it's not even okay to be any woman, right? But in this video, I'm specifically talking about Black women because I find that Black women are absolutely last on the list when it comes to certain individuals. They are low down. They're low down on the totem pole for respect, for care, for any form of protection. And you see how these men use Black women as a stepping stool to get where they need to get. For instance, you have Carlos King, who allegedly stole Candy Burst's group's life story and sold it. Can you imagine how low down you have to be to do some vile shit like that to somebody who literally fought for you to be an executive producer? That is low down. That is dirty. Do you know how vile you have to be to treat somebody like Melody Cherie, who literally revived your career in the industry? It's insane. Then on top of that, Carlos would come on every Sunday trying to use the Bible and God to manipulate people into thinking that he is a good person when his actions have shown that he is not a good person. And people will eat it up and run with this story of him helping women and helping Black women and helping the Black community. He has done nothing but tore the Black community down and tore Black women down and steal from Black women. He allegedly even stole the family empire idea from one of his other producers. The list goes on and on and on. And I truly feel that one day all these women will be vindicated. I mean, you can already see it happening slowly, but I live for the day when we see it on a national scale, such as maybe like a Netflix documentary or a Lifetime documentary or something to that effect. And he is really brought to the forefront, and people really start taking notice to the harm that he has done to these women. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share, and I'll see you guys in my next video.